Watch this. The secret to a powerful backhand loop isn't reaching for the ball, it's pulling it closer, like a general drawing an arrow. Hi everyone, I'm Xiao Han, and today we're tackling the backhand loop, one of the hardest techniques for amateur players. Think of it like drawing a bowstring. You need to let the ball travel into your body before you execute. Next, let me demonstrate the backhand loop in a match-like sequence: serve, then attack. Watch closely. My partner pushes heavy backspin back to my backhand side, and I loop it. Notice how I'm not rushing. I let the ball come to me, and then I accelerate through contact. The push has real spin on it, so my racket angle has to be slightly more open at the start of the stroke, and then I close it as I brush forward and upward through the ball. Pay attention to where I make contact. It's not out in front at arm's length. The ball is closer to my body, almost at chest height, and that's where I can engage my whole arm, not just my hand. Now let me break down the key points of this backhand loop, so you can apply them yourself. Now first, footwork. After I serve, I don't just stand there and hope the ball comes to the right spot. Watch my feet, they're constantly adjusting, finding the optimal contact point. Footwork on the backhand side is absolutely critical. The ball won't always come to the same place, so your feet have to chase it. Second, watch my midsection, my core, my hips, my lower back. Pay attention to this area closely. Let me show you again. Then watch my body as I loop. My torso isn't static. It's working together with my arm the entire time. There's a visible rise and fall, a compression and extension through my core as I stroke the ball. That's where the real power comes from. When I execute the backhand loop, my body and my arm are coordinating as one unit. Now compare that to what most players do. When you try to loop backspin one ball at a time, why can't you find the right contact point? Why does your loop lack quality even when you make contact? It's often because your body is completely disconnected from your arm. Your hand is doing all the work, while your torso just sits there. Let me show you what that looks like. Most players either stand completely still or lean backward. I used to lean back too. It's an incredibly common habit. But here's the critical point when you're attacking after your serve. It comes down to your body's center of gravity. If your weight is wrong, everything falls apart. So point number one, after you serve and your opponent pushes to your backhand, your body needs to adjust position. You move into the ball, finding the right spot. That's footwork plus weight transfer working together. Point number two, your body needs to compress and then drive forward. Compress and drive. Watch, there's a gathering in, then a push forward through the ball. You can see it clearly, compress, then drive. Your body has to contribute force to the stroke. This is exactly why so many players can never generate quality on their backhand loop. They sit back with their weight low, upper body stiff, and just wave the arm. You'd never do that on the forehand side. You wouldn't just stand still and swing your hand. You know the body has to rotate and transfer weight. It's exactly the same principle on the backhand. Your body and your arm must fire together, generating force as a coordinated unit. When you loop backspin with your backhand, you must compress and then drive forward. Your body has to escort your arm through the stroke. Your torso supports and amplifies what the hand is doing. Without that body involvement, looping heavy backspin becomes nearly impossible. The ball is already loaded with downward rotation, and the backhand is inherently harder to generate power with than the forehand. If you don't engage your body, you simply won't create enough force to lift and accelerate through the spin. Now let me ask you something important. When you try to loop backspin on the backhand, do you feel like you can't generate enough power, or do you feel jammed, like the ball is on top of you before you're ready? Think about which one describes your problem, because the answer tells me exactly where your backswing is going wrong. If you can't generate power, add the body coordination I just described, that compress and drive feeling. That alone will solve a lot. But there's a second reason you might lack power, and it's about timing. Watch this. See where I meet the ball. Many players start their swing too early. The stroke is nearly finished by the time the ball actually reaches them. They're reaching out, contacting the ball at full arm extension. That's a huge problem. Because the ball has backspin, it's going to travel deep and keep moving toward you. So let it. Let the ball come a little closer to your body before you fire. Watch when I let the ball travel just a bit deeper into my space. The quality jumps dramatically. You can see the difference. Because you haven't engaged your body yet, it's extremely easy to reach for the ball and contact it too far from your torso. So let the ball come closer. Don't rush. Let it settle into your zone, then fire with your body and arm together. When the long push is really fast and deep, you can't wait. You cannot let that ball keep traveling into your body because it's coming in with too much speed. If your opponent attacks with a hard, fast, long push, you have to shorten your timing. Get to the ball earlier, don't try to let it drift in. Against a heavy, aggressive push, speed up your whole sequence and meet the ball sooner. You ride their energy and add your own. That's the most important piece. If it's a normal push, let the ball travel closer into your body before you commit. Don't rush. Let it come in, then unleash your power. The difference in quality between catching it out front versus letting it settle closer is enormous. You think the push is super spinny, so you panic. But if you just let a normal push travel a little closer to your body, watch. Now you can connect your force properly. See, I can really accelerate now. This spacing is critical for the backhand loop. But if your opponent's push is fast and low, then yes, speed up your timing slightly. Don't pull your arm way back, just shorten the motion. The closer the ball is to your torso, the more force you can generate. Watch when I let the ball come back just a little closer to my body. I can whip through it and connect all my force. But if the ball is still out in front, and I start my stroke too early, of course it feels weak.